Coming in at number 20 is Ryan Jeffers. Jeffers is solid offensively and hit for a solid average and on-base percentage last season, even though the slugging and homers were down in 2025. But he did still have a 753 OPS. He doesn't chase or whiff that much, even though his strikeout rate is around league average and walks at a solid rate. And he's not very good defensively, not being able to throw out runners and doesn't block the ball well. At 19 is Carlos Narvaez, who had a solid rookie year with Boston. He was okay offensively, but the expected batting average on base and slugging are all worse than the actual numbers, so they'll probably be down a little next year. But he was one of the best defensive catchers in baseball and was in the 98th percentile in throwing out runners and good at blocking and framing. Next up at 18 is another really good defensive catcher in Austin Wells. He was in the 94th percentile in fielding run value and one of the best framers in baseball. He wasn't great offensively with a really low on base percentage of 275, but did slug 436 with a 711 OPS, hitting 21 homers. He can hit breaking and off speed pitches, hitting below 200 on both types of pitches. At number 17 is Adley Rutschman, who a few seasons ago was one of the best catchers in baseball, but has regressed the past 2 years and put up pretty bad offensive numbers in 2025, being well below average in batting average, on base, slugging, and OPS. He doesn't swing and miss a lot and walks a decent amount, and his expected numbers were higher than his actual stats, so he'll probably be a little better next year offensively, and is solid defensively, but also regressing there too. JT Realmuto is another guy that has regressed, but that's more due to age. He pretty much put up worse stats in every category, even though his offensive stats still weren't terrible. And defensively, he's not great at throwing out runners, and is one of the fastest pop times in baseball, but can't block or frame well. At number 15 is Tyler Stevenson. His numbers dropped offensively in 2025, but were still solid. He hits the ball hard, but was in the first percentile in strikeouts, and wasn't able to hit off-speed pitches. Defensively, he's not very good, but highly improved his blocking, but was overall pretty bad defensively. Carson Kelly was blazing hot to start last season, but cooled down, but was still pretty good. He hit 17 home runs and increased all his numbers in 2025, having a bit of a breakout season. He didn't chase or whiff much and walked at a solid rate while playing good defense, being very good at blocking and throwing out runners. He had the best year of his career in 2025 based on WAR, which he put up 3.6. Cal Teal had a good rookie year and hit for a good average, getting on base a good amount. His expected numbers were lower, but he did have an impressive 786 OPS. He hits the fastball well and is only 23. Defensively, it wasn't great and was pretty bad at blocking. Salvador Perez is 35 and towards the end of the career, but still has it. He didn't get on base much and had a very low walk rate, but his expected numbers were a lot higher than his actual numbers, with the average, on base, and slugging all being well in the upper half. He hit 30 homers and had 100 RBIs, showing he still has a lot of power. Two negatives are he's super slow and doesn't play good defense at catcher, but he most likely won't be the primary catcher and play more of DH or first because of someone we'll get to very soon. Former number 3 MLB prospect Francisco Alvarez struggled the first few months of the season and even got sent down to the minors, but after returning to the majors he started to heat up and overall had the best year of his young career. He hits the ball very hard but only hit 11 home runs last year, and he got thrown a lot of breaking balls and really struggled against them. Defensively, his framing significantly regressed and isn't very good at blocking, so overall he's not great defensively. That number 10 is a bit of a surprise, and maybe I'm jumping the gun a little, but I have Carter Jensen. Jensen is the 39th ranked MLB prospect and appeared in only 20 games, but after watching some of his film, his future looks very promising, and he does a good job of going down and getting breaking pitches and waiting on off speed, but did struggle on higher outside fastballs. His overall and advanced stats were extremely good even through a small sample size. Defensively, his scouting grade projects him to play average defense with an above-average arm, and also has a really quick pop time. At number 9 is Gabriel Moreno. Moreno is more of an average on-base guy, but it increased his slugging and OPS last year, even though he's never had double-digit home runs in a season. It caused a slight drop in his swing and miss, strikeout, and walk numbers, but Moreno is still a very good defender and even won a Gold Glove in 2023. Next up at number 8 is Dylan Dingler. Dingler hits for a good average and had one of the highest expecting batting averages in the league, but didn't walk much, so the on base was a little below average, even though the expected was much higher along with the expected slugging. He's really good defensively and won the Gold Glove this year, being really good at throwing out runners, blocking, and framing. At number 7 is Hunter Goodman, who had a breakout season last year and was an all-star. Goodman hit 31 home runs and had an 843 OPS. He most likely overperformed because his expected batting average and slugging were lower than what it was, but it also might come from playing at Coors. He improved his defensively after being awful in 2024 to being slightly above average in 2025. Shea Langoliers was very good offensively, hitting 31 home runs with an 861 OPS. He struggles against breaking pitches but absolutely crushes the fastball. Defensively, he was a little below average, being league average in blocking and throwing out runners, and well below average in framing, but improved from being maybe the worst defensive catcher in baseball to serviceable. At number 5 is NL Rookie of the Year Drake Baldwin. Baldwin was very good offensively and he hits the ball hard while not whiffing and striking out much. Defensively, he's okay with being pretty good at blocking. Alejandro Kirk hits for a good average and gets on base a decent amount, even with hitting the ball hard despite only having 15 home runs. And he doesn't strike out or whiff much. He had a plus 22 fielding run value, being the best defensive catcher in baseball last season. He was the best blocking catcher and was in the 98th percentile in framing and was just below average at throwing out runners. He's also super slow. Moving into the top 3 is William Contreras. He had a down year but was still a very good catcher, hitting 17 home runs with a 754 OPS with a solid on base percentage and was good defensively. At number 2 is Will Smith, who had a great year offensively, hitting nearly 300 with an over 400 on base percentage and 901 OPS. Defensively, it wasn't great, being really bad at framing and not good at blocking, but the offense is just so good he still comes in at number 2. Number 1 is Cal Raleigh, who almost won the MVP and led the league in home runs and was on another level offensively. The only negative is he swings and misses and strikes out a lot and doesn't hit for a great average, but it doesn't really matter when you hit 60 home runs with an 8.948 OPS and walk a lot, so he's still getting on base at a high rate. And defensively, he was very good, especially at framing.